Nowadays, the internet acts as a facilitator of terrorism radicalization because it enables a rapid and vast dissemination with a minimal effort. We could also say that the internet acts as an amplifier of the threat of radicalization because it is able to reach individuals that wouldn't otherwise actively engage with extreme groups because they don't perceive and don't consider themselves as extreme, but they still perceive a social alienation or a search of belongings that make them potentially attracted by such groups. And so we can say that the internet actually enlarged the pool of individuals to be recruited and radicalized. Many micro and small hosting service providers lack the technological and human resources needed to comply with the EU regulation on terrorism content online, which mandates the removal of terrorism-related content within 1 hour. Extremist groups employ advanced and constantly evolving tactics such as multiple platforms and decentralized web services, and this makes moderation and detection particularly challenging. So, in order to combat the dissemination of terrorist content, it's critical to have a deep understanding of its aims, narratives, actors and platforms involved in its dissemination. This was the research carried out by Transcrime within the Allies project. The Transcrime research focused on jihadism and far-right extremism groups, and this research highlighted 3 main common trends. The first one is increasing attention to targeting younger audiences, and this is made through the increasing use of everyday digital platforms such as the file-sharing ones like Google Drive and gaming platforms, and increasing use of mainstream communication channels like social media as X and TikTok, and instant messaging platforms like Telegram and WhatsApp. Secondly, there is an increasing attention to aesthetics, so through the use of emojis, time-limited frame videos in TikTok style, and also the use of memes that indeed make the terrorist content more appealing and more engaging for younger audiences. Transcrime research also highlights the peculiarities of these 2 groups in terms of narratives and strategies. For example, jihadist groups rely on multiple platforms, while far-right groups rely on individual content creators and online private groups. The identification of these unique aspects enabled the development of a list of risk indicators that were integrated in the Allies toolbox. In particular, these risk indicators were useful for its risk assessment functionality, which ultimately assign a risk score to a specific online content and is used to signal whether a specific visual or textual element can be considered as potentially terrorism related. And this is very useful for hosting service providers to early detect and remove terrorism-related content, and also so to be compliant with the EU TCO regulation.